We here for our scheduled lives. Our scheduled live. More of this stuff out here. I just wanted to save y'all some time. I know credit repair might take a little minute, and if you taking this step, then I want to help you so where you don't have to take that step no more. And really, I keep seeing it everywhere as people's or part of people's credit repair process, and I just really want to figure out how is that even making sense to people, because it doesn't make sense to me. And so I just wanted to save you some time. This first thing, let me clear up, there is no first or secondary bureaus. It's really just the credit reporting agencies. What's going on? How you doing today? And so that's the first thing. It's just reporting agencies, and you got hundreds of them for all different things. The best part about it is, though, these are vendors that communicate with each other because they pay them to get the information. This is how these companies actually make their money. So if you think you're going to freeze that interaction just to get an item deleted, that's not really how it works. And then I always say the proof is anybody who's froze those bureaus or agencies, when you go to dispute the account, does it just come right off like that, like magic? Or are you still having to dispute later on after that? So that's what I want it to be, somebody proof. And you'll say, all right, well, I did it, and then I got this account removed. All right. If you got that account removed, I bet you if you didn't do that, you would have still been able to get that account removed. So it's just really a waste of time. And I don't know where people got this from. I hear the logic in it that they say, oh, well, these are the people they verifying it. They go into this bureau to verify it. But here's another thing that you may not be aware of. If you call the credit bureaus, or I keep saying credit bureaus, the credit reporting agencies, they would tell you basically, this is what we did to your dispute. We asked them to verify basically your name, date, address, phone number, or something like that. Yes, I seen your message. I didn't get a chance to respond back to it yet, but this live is for y'all that believe in that, though. It's a waste of time. Like I say, the credit bureaus are communicating with these agencies. They get paid to share information. That's how they make their money. So freezing it does not stop anything, though. And I always say, if you froze it and you disputing and the account's not getting removed, there go your proof right there. That interaction has nothing to do with you disputing, because they don't go to them to verify anything. Whenever you do a dispute, the most that they verify is name, date, social, address. And then I challenge you to call into the credit bureau and simply ask them, say, hey, what did you do and what did you ask them to verify? They're going to tell you, oh, we just asked them to verify some personal information when you disputed. So that's why when I tell you to dispute this way, they can't do that, because they're supposed to share your letter and the details with the creditor. They're not just supposed to ask them to verify personal information, but that's what they do in their disputes. And the best part about it is, now that you're aware of that, you can skip that step of trying to freeze the secondary bureaus, because your time is your most valuable thing. Don't spend time on that, because it's not helping you. And I've been able to get, and then I just want people to really understand what's going on when you're freezing those. When you freezing those, all it is when you go to apply for something, they usually use public record to verify you. So now these companies can't verify you, and then that make applying for things even harder when you trying to apply for things, because they use public record to verify you. And when they pull up those security questions, like when you trying to get your credit report, and they be like, all right, let's verify, let's generate these questions. Now they get them from those type of agencies, though, but they got access to those all the time, though. So when you trying to apply for something and then they want to go to a public record, they go to those different type of companies to try to pull your personal information to verify you. But when you start talking about you disputing something, they don't care. Like they not even going and asking them for anything to verify you. That information is sitting over there because that's the type of bureau it is. That's what their job is to collect that information on you and to share it when these companies, and they pay each other. If you sign up for, like if you had your own credit monitoring service, you can actually pay for people's information to get it directly from the credit bureaus too, though. So, and can't nobody freeze your access because you're paying for it. So that's what I'm telling you. Freezing your report is not killing the access, because for them to have access, they pay for the access, though, and you can't stop that. So that's just the proof that step is really not helping you, though. And I really just want to save y'all some time in your credit repair process and teach you the right way to where you can only have to dispute 2 times, 3 times max, and then you put yourself in and go ahead and sue if they don't remove those accounts. So really skip that step. Let me save you some time. I hope that this helps you. And I know some people want to convince me that it does help. Look, I promise you, I don't want to argue with you. I was just trying to give you some information that I know is useful. So take it how you want it. But yes, if you're doing credit repair and that's part of your process, you can skip that step because it's not going to help you. It's not really what you think it is. So that's my little spiel for today. Just giving y'all that. I keep seeing it. Let me see. I was scrolling and I seen this woman. She was doing a presentation, and the first thing she told them to do was to go there and freeze those reports. And I'm like, no, that doesn't do anything. I don't know. I really would want somebody. I know where I first heard it. I first heard it when I was listening to Him 500. This was years ago. I don't know where he got it from. I guess whenever he was trying to promote his program, this was his sauce to make him sound different. That's the first place I heard it. I don't know where everybody else, and I guess people are hearing it from people that learned from him, and then they open a program and now they're teaching that to people. So now people are teaching a bunch of misinformation. It's just going hand in hand in hand. So that's what somebody like me that's been doing it for 10 plus years is here to clear up the misinformation and then someone that understands processes, someone that understands the law, and then someone that understands how business really works. So with that combination of things, then it's like, all right, what somebody is telling you is just something that sounds good because they want to sell you something or they want to sound like they're an expert, and then they got you taking steps that don't really benefit you for real. So I know people feel wholeheartedly because they've been freezing those bureaus and then disputing after, and then if some items come off, they're like, oh yeah, it worked. You could have did the same dispute, and then I'll challenge you. Do all your disputes now, whatever you're doing, which I don't even recommend disputing all of these crazy different methods that people try because it's really, really simple if you learn how to just read the credit report and all the things that it said. So yeah, it's definitely controversial in the industry. The most people have VAs do it so they keep it as a process. Look, I'm aware. Yep, I know exactly where you got it from. I know who told you to do that. And it just sucks that it's misinformation being paraded around. But then you got to think, remember, these people had a job 3 to 5 years ago. And while they were hearing it from this person that they want to be like because they see this person online and it seems like they're making money and living a good life, it's like, all right, well, this person is the GOAT. I don't even like using that word, the guru. So it's like if they know and they getting these results and making money, then it must be right. So don't do any research or anything on it. Let me just take that information, put it in my program and start selling it. I've seen this on the internet, and this is what blew my mind. I've seen TikTok, and the title of the video was, you know how to get anything removed in 30 days? So I'm like, oh, this about to be interesting. I know it's some BS, but let me see what he's selling. The first process in his video, or the source of his video, was freezing these other reporting agencies and telling you that that's how you're going to be able to get any comment in 30 days. That blew my mind because I always like to go to the comments. People were so shocked and feeling amazed. They was like, wow, that's the best information I ever heard. And I'm like, nah, they don't even know. They're about to go run into a brick wall and bump their head over some misinformation. But since he made it sound good and it was on TikTok, I guess it got to be true. It's not true. It's too much misinformation out here. And that's really my goal when I always come on here to help y'all with the misinformation and give you a proven process, because I've been doing this. And if you do the process right, you always can get results because that soup process is at the end. Sometimes you might, like, I'll give you a prime example. I seen a collection, or one of my mentees was helping one of his clients with a collection. The collection was from, I think, said an apartment complex. But the collection agency was collecting, it was for $100 roughly. Now I'm thinking in my head, you could spend your time going up and down trying to dispute that, or you could think of another option. I would really tell them to do a pay for delete. See if they can delete that account and negotiate that down, because the time and energy you're going to spend mailing and trying to dispute that is really like, hey, your goal is to get that account removed though. And for less than $100, really, I would think that would be an option too, because here's the thing. They're just reporting their account and they got it from the collection agency. So, and then they got it from the apartment complex, and it's just a small dollar amount. So it's like, that's something that you can consider. If it's a small dollar amount like that, I really would like to think about the pay for delete, because it ain't many steps you can take when they have the bill and they collecting for the apartment complex, and then they have this whatever agreement or thing that you signed. The only other option you can take is challenge it on the merits. Hey, look, that wasn't the balance. Hey, look, that wasn't the date. Hey, look, that wasn't the place. Those are other ways, because sometimes with collections, they all aren't medical or they all aren't credit cards. Like if it's a credit card collection or a medical or something like that, then you know those are treated differently. But if you're talking about a collection like with the apartment complex or something, then now that's when you want to do a back trail and really try to dive into the real details of what they're saying actually happened, because, you know, that's where the discrepancies can be. So it's not really a one size fits all for collections, because there's so many different types of collections. And in my ebook that will be coming out real soon, we show you all the different dispute ways and methods, because I think it's either 5 or 6 different ways you can come at a collection, just depending on what type of collection it is. So stay tuned for that. I'll definitely be giving you all of the different ways that you can dispute collections, where you don't have to worry about freezing these secondary bills and wasting your time doing that. So that's my little spiel for the day. Save y'all some time. If you take that out your process, you won't have to waste time there. And then the frustration of not getting an account removed after you spend time doing that. So if anybody think or can prove that it works, I would love to hear your opinion. Leave it in the comments.